What's up, YouTube? This is Team Revelation. I have a deck profile here that's a little bit out of the ordinary. This is Gravekeepers. It's cheap, easy to make, and works fairly decently. You're not going to top or win worlds with it or anything like that, but it's cheap and easy. So here goes. 3 Recruiter. This is your search in the deck. 3 Spy. This is like your tomato, basically. Mystic Tomato. Then 3 Descendant, sorry. And he's like Brio. Discard to pop. 3 Commandant. This searches out your field spell, which in this deck is Necro Valley, which a couple formats ago actually did really well because it stopped like Chaos Dragons and all that junk removing from play. You can't do anything with the graveyard with Necro Valley on the field, so things like Reborn is dead. You can't use it. So yeah, that gets your field spell to hand. Guard. He's nice because he's basically compulse, but he's a monster, and so you set him. He's got 1900 defense. They attack into it, and then send card to hand. So he works out really nicely. I only run 2 just because at 3 it'd just be way too cloggy because it's more of a stall so that you can get into your bigger plays and such like that. Grand Mole, just again more stun so that you can. It's a bit of a slower deck, so there is a decent amount of stun to it, so that you can sort of let your opponent waste their big plays and try use their big plays to try to get around you, and you stun until you can, just poke the game and whatnot. The 3 Necro Valley, the field spell. This card is like what makes the deck good. It stops, like I said before, effects in the graveyard, and also gives you a bit of a boost. 2 Royal Tribute. There was 3 Royal Tribute in, but that ended up being a little bit too much. This card is really, really, really good in this deck. It's like Drag Down basically, but for Gravekeepers. You just discard any monsters in your hand if Necro Valley is on the field. So basically, you play through your hand so that you don't have anything left. You drop Royal Tribute, and then your opponent has to get rid of all the monsters in their hand. Plus, they have to reveal, so you get to see their hand and any monsters they have in the grave for them. We have 2 Gravekeeper Steel. This card as well was at 3, but again was cloggy. Had to cut it out, make room for other things like that, more the stun. This is wicked good in this deck. You grab 2 of your Gravekeepers from the grave with this one, and you add it to your hand, and it cannot be negated by the effect of Necro Valley. So you have your Necro Valley on the field, and it says effects that activate in the graveyard can't be activated, right? Well, guess what? Gravekeeper Steel can still be activated. It's special so that even though Necro Valley is on the field, you can still activate your Steel and grab 2 Gravekeepers from the grave to your hand. 3 Wonder Wand. This deck was actually made by a friend of mine, and him and I helped him a lot making it, and the Wonder Wands, I don't know how I felt about them, but I saw how he used them, and he uses them very effectively. One thing that I said before about this deck is that it's slow, and the Wonder Wands help speed it up some because you have a bunch of level 4 monsters that aren't necessarily beat sticks, but they're all spellcasters, so you put Wonder Wand on them, and that's plus 500 attack, which puts them into some of them like 19, 18, 21, actually makes them a bit of beat sticks. And then if you guys know what Wonder Wand does, say you have it on whoever, right, and then you remove Wonder Wand and the monster, say it's on Spy, remove Spy and Wonder Wand, you just toss it to grave, and then you draw 2. So it helps speed the deck up some, which is nice. And then obviously heavy Dark Hole staples. Reborn's not in here again because Necro Valley, you usually almost always have Necro Valley on the field, or you want to. So if you draw Reborn, like 9 times out of 10 is a dead draw. We have the Solemn Brigade, Judgment and Warning. And then the trap lineup is actually kind of funny. We got double Torrential, double Bottomless, double Compulse, double Mirror, and then double Starlight Road. And then the text, we have 1 black horn and then 1 D prison. So as you can see, that's a pretty heavy trap lineup. And the reason for that is because, like I said before, the deck is slow and a lot of it is stun based. So you need that protection. You really, really need that protection there, and that's why there's so much protection. That's why there's double Starlight, because they try to blow stuff up with heavy, they try to dark hole, all those things. The deck needs to be protected, but once you get your plays off, it's pretty good. Now we'll get to the extra deck. Obviously 2 Stardust because you are running 2 Starlight, 1 Zen mains, 10 Tempo. Those are self-explanatory. Giga Brilliant, if you you got a decent monster lineup, you can pull that off. Dechatch, everybody gains. You go for game, that's a decent play. Leviathan, self-explanatory. Acid. Maestroke, the second best, rank 4. Zenmeister. Now this is really neat. My friend and I, the one who made this deck originally, we talked about this, and he came up with this idea where he uses this with his spy, so that he uses spy's effect, brings this guy out, flips him over, and is able to use spy's effect again without that spy being gone. So he flips the spy up, gets to summon another one, and then he has another Gravekeeper that he drops, overlays, goes into this guy, detatches, flips that other spy down so that the person either attacks into it again, or next turn he flips it up again and gets the special again. So this is actually pretty cool. I liked how he did do that. The best rank 4, Pappy. Shockmaster, which again, please tell me why Shockmaster is a fairy. Nobody's explained this to me yet, except for my friend Brian, who was completely inaccurate. Don't even bother reading the comment. It's not even close. But please tell me why Shockmaster is a fairy. Double Utopia. I'd probably change this, but for now I just haven't thought of what else to use, because like I put Cowboy in the binder and junk like that. So just 2 Utopia because it's Utopia, whatever. Gemnite Pearl, run stuff over. Everybody knows what that does. Number 69. Now this guy is, you got to overlay 3 of them, and then it's so like Shockmaster, you got to do 3. And to be completely honest, I'm not even sure what it does. You just negate the effects of all other face-up XYZ monsters currently on the field. Oh yeah, that's right. You negate all XYZs on the field when you detach, and then you can gain the effect of 1 on the field. And he's also a 26 beat. So again, that was kind of just so that I could have the 15th one in there. Wasn't really sure what to put in, so I tossed that in. Now for the side deck for this, it's just a small side deck because I'm not really sure what's going to happen with the format and all that. So I just threw a couple cards in there that work well. So I have 3 Watcher, and the reason for the Watcher is he's a Gravekeeper, obviously, so he gets all the perks that everything else, like with Steel, I can grab him with Steel, and I can Necro Valley, all that good stuff. But he is good. He's your basically, if Dark Worlds, for instance, if you're playing a deck like Dark Worlds where you are discarding a lot due to things like Dark World dealings or anything like that. This is, you ditch it and then you negate the effect and destroy that card. So it's basically for Dark Worlds, even though those aren't being run a ton, it's still a great side if there are decks that do that, because it's a Gravekeeper. It's like the built-in negate for ditch. And then I have 2 Marshmelon and then 2 Snowman Eater. And the reason why I have those is because of Guard and Spy. Both Guard and Spy you set and then hope that they get attacked into, because Spy you flip and then you get to special, and then Guard you flip and you get to pop to hand. So the reason why I have these is I like to switch out either Guard or Spy with these guys, because if Spy's not helping or Guard's not really working the way I want it to with whatever deck I'm playing, you switch it out with these and people think that they're attacking into Guard or that they're attacking into Spy, and they get Marshmelon or they get Snowman Eater. So it works out really nice. It's really nice to to switch those in and out, and I like that. And just in case you guys are wondering, I tend to run my decks at 41. That's what this deck's at. It's at 41. And the reason why I do that is for siding purposes. I just find it easier to side when I have the main at 41 and then my side at 15. I don't know. It's just what I do. And that's that video. We're gonna be coming at you with some more stuff. We got a trade binder coming up. We got some duels coming up. We want to do these segments more often, where we do deck profiles of decks that are cheap, easy to make, and that you don't really see a whole lot of, but are still good decks. Like, this isn't a piece of crap deck. It's not gonna win you much, but you could play it at like a locals or whatever, and you could do fine. So that's that. Thanks, guys.